Girl, you don't want to feel like you're a burden, yet you are inevitably self-sabotaging and doing that already because it truly is a burden to your partner whenever you're constantly asking the same questions over and over. Welcome back, Bossing Up Overcoming OCD listeners, to part 2 of this narcissism series and why this is actually OCD. Today, we're going to be talking about the crucial importance for why you need to address this OCD cycle now. Last week, we talked about the criteria for narcissism. So if you're new here, you can go back and listen to the previous episode. All right, so we've talked about how the fear of being a narcissist is actually a common thought for very conscientious, high earning, high achieving, successful women. These women have overthinking tendencies, and their worry is not substantiated by any evidence of narcissism. But you may be thinking, what's the big deal? Doesn't it help me stay thoughtful? Doesn't it help me stay empathetic? Because oftentimes these are the tricks of the OCD. It makes you believe that you need to do these things in order to be a quote unquote good person. Today, we are going to throw that right back in the face of OCD because, first of all, by not addressing this cycle, you could be creating a situation where you are deepening these thought patterns. It's very, very important to get these things treated early and with the right support because brain patterns are nothing to joke around with. Are you a high achieving woman who's constantly tormented by those what if questions about your relationship? Do you lie awake at 3 a.m. wondering if he truly loves you or if you're just settling out of fear of being alone? Hi, I'm Erin Davis, and I know firsthand how exhausting the overthinking can be. Imagine no longer having to analyze every text, every look, every moment of doubt. Imagine waking up confident, clear, and secure in your relationship, knowing that you can fully enjoy your love and succeed in every aspect of your life. In my one-to-one relationship clarity intensive, we work together to cut through the clutter of relationship OCD and constant reassurance seeking. Pinpoint your unique patterns of doubt and anxiety so you can break free from the endless cycle that's been holding you back. Confidently make relationship decisions without racking your brain for certainty. This is your chance to gain lasting confidence in as little as 8 weeks. Click my link in the bio to sign up now when you're ready to stop drowning in doubt and finally experience a relationship that feels full of life. And go to livebeyonddoubt.com/link-tree. In the way I envision the brain patterns, it's like paths that you walk in the woods. When you continue to walk a path over and over, you create a very well-worn path that's easy to see, easy to walk on. And when you start to create a new path, it's not as easy, and therefore it's hard to do on your own. But the more that you create this new path, you start to create more clearance for your steps, and that other path starts to get overgrown with the weeds and the brush, etc. Therefore, you're no longer going down those old habits. So imagine waking up and before you even get out of bed, you're already trapped in a loop of questioning. You check your phone and you start to wonder, did he really mean that text or was I just imagining things? When you let OCD go unchecked, those doubts get woven into every fiber of your day. For example, you might be rereading text for an extra 30 minutes each morning, trying to look for hidden messages. Are they going to leave me? Do they think I'm a narcissist? And then you hesitate to make decisions later on because you're so wrapped up and preoccupied with these relationship doubts. And if you address the OCD now, you can prevent those thought patterns from getting more locked in, as well as freeing up your mental space. Imagine how it would feel when you can fully focus on your career, you can enjoy spontaneous moments with your partner, and truly live your life instead of replaying your doubts over and over. Next reason to get help now is the toll this constant reassurance is taking on your relationship. So you may be repeatedly asking, do you love me? Am I talking too much? What do you think about this, that, and the third? And by the time you are repeatedly asking your partner for this assurance, they are starting to grow frustrated because these are like essentially the same questions. They're feeling like they're constantly on trial or that they have to rescue your emotional needs. And if you have a fear of being a narcissist, girl, you don't want to feel like you're a burden. Yet you are inevitably self-sabotaging and doing that already because it truly is a burden to your partner whenever you're constantly asking the same questions over and over. And so when those types of dynamics are going on, oh my goodness, you and your partner are fighting, you're not getting along, you feel resentful, you feel bitter because there will be times when they don't answer you, or at least not even right away. And when you're not getting the answer you're looking for, you get mad. By burdening your partner with questions, that just takes away the closeness between the two of you, the intimacy, as well as trust, and then that could lead to emotional distance. But when you work on your OCD, when you work on these overthinking cycles, you figure out how to trust your own feelings and get to know the real you because you know the real you is not a narcissist. You feel safe and secure in knowing that, and you know deep down that you're a good person and you're leaning into that truth. When you lean into that truth, you then have a deeper connection with your partner, with yourself, with the world, and communication is better. Essentially, it can transform your relationship into a more supportive, present, and exciting relationship where you both can grow together and you're not constantly being held back by these what if questions. Then consider how addressing these overthinking thoughts can help you with your physical health too. You know how important it is to sleep and feel your best for work because if you're that high achieving woman, you are showing up to work presentations ready, prepared, you've rehearsed, you've researched, you're ready to go. But when you have unchecked OCD, you have sleepless nights, you have tension headaches, stomach aches, overwhelming fatigue, or just the mental strain of constantly analyzing every interaction and every thought that you have. And when that happens, you know as a busy professional that your energy is drained and so does your productivity. Your productivity suffers, you feel like you're slipping, you're not your best self, and this causes additional stress and self-doubt. So by getting help with your OCD, imagine sleeping through the night, there's no intrusive thoughts that are waking you up. You can go throughout your day feeling refreshed and in the moment, and you have mental clarity to enjoy dinner with your partner without any nagging anxiety. Overall, that shift can lead to feeling more energized, you're having better health, and more productivity. Another reason to get support for your OCD is every hour spent in the throes of the OCD could have been an hour spent on your career or investing in your partner or just simply taking care of yourself. Because what happens whenever you are in the spiral, you're in a place where you are disconnected from reality. And when you're disconnected from reality, you're not able to solve anything. In fact, OCD brings you unsolvable problems. These women, they talk about how they're zoning out in these worry spirals. And it's so easy to do because of that OCD bubble and how it just hooks you into that worry land. When you're in that worry land, you are stuck rehashing past interactions, you're over analyzing every small conversation, or you're double checking if you did or didn't do something. But when you work on this and you step back into reality, you cross that bridge, you are now reclaiming your time. You are streamlining your day-to-day operations from work to home to hobbies. You actually get quality time with the people you love without the mental drain. Here's another thing with unchecked OCD. If you don't get it addressed, it can absolutely pave the way for depression, chronic anxiety, or even burnout. Because of your OCD, you feel like, oh, I don't even want to go out with friends because the overthinking is too much, or I don't want to get out of bed because I know as soon as I get out of bed, the compulsions will start. So everything gets canceled from the social outings to the hobbies. By intervening early, by getting the support you need, you're not just easing your anxiety, you're preventing a huge downward spiral because OCD can impact every part of your life. The gains you get of early treatment are enormous. You can have a future where your mental health is stable, you feel at peace within yourself, and you're able to focus on the things that you're passionate about without that never-ending cycle of doubt. Last but not least, when you're constantly second-guessing every decision, it undermines your self-esteem and it makes you feel so uncertain of yourself, of your decisions. Think about the woman who questions every decision she makes. Should I wash my hair today? What should I wear? what are we having for dinner? And when you overanalyze and second guess everything, imagine what it's like when you come up to the big decisions. Should we get married? Should we buy a house? Should we have kids? Should I go for that promotion? And you're unable to act. And even if you do act, you are ruminating and second guessing, did I make the right choice? And it's like you can't even move through great opportunities with happiness or ease or excitement. But by tackling these overthinking cycles head on, you can learn to trust your instincts. You can listen to logic and validate your own decisions. Over time, you'll experience just the liberating freedom of knowing that your real self is reliable and it's true. That can lead you down the path of having better decision making, stronger relationships, and a newfound confidence because you know who you are and you're not listening to the voice that's coming from the feared self. So, taking action on OCD isn't just about feeling better in the moment, it's actually about reclaiming your entire life. I'm so serious, you guys, because by treating these worries now, you open your world to a deeper, more fulfilling, and more exciting life. From relationships, health, family, all the things, these benefits are real and they can change your life. Thank you so much for listening today. Come back next week where we're going to be talking about why your brain chose narcissism as your fear. Hope you have a fabulous week. Until then, stay blessed by the best.